Hi all, and welcome back to another Sims 4 video by me, Lilith Games TTV. So we're going to do something different today. I want to do another legacy challenge, however this one's going to be different. And so we're going to create a new family to do that. Now, this is going to be interesting because I don't know how it's going to work. But we are going to...
Ambuya Askana.
Now, I might randomize, but then again...
Boom Inabosh. Anathoy.
Okay, I like her. I like her features. So, what we're going to do... Fairy. Because this is going to be a fairy legacy challenge. If you didn't already know. And the idea of this, I'm still working out the ins and outs of it. We need a fairy name. That'll do. Cassandra Crabtree. Nice.
Ah.
Okay, so now we want to... costumes, maybe that's it. Okay, that kind of looks cute, but we're going to lose the hat. So we're going to get rid of this. Like that. We don't need. Okay, now let's look at hairstyles. What about something two-tone? Can we get away with that? Well, that's kind of cute. Okay, I feel like she would suit... Oh, she's not going to suit very dark colours, is she? I feel like we need to kind of pull something out of the bag with this one. Okay, so I like that, but I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know. I think it works. Right, and I'm probably being stupid. Okay, I kind of like that. I don't like that. Let's see what colours that comes in. I see that is subtle. And that's subtle. I like that. Okay. Eyes, we've got eyes. Oh, shit. Hold on. I'll fix that in a minute. Okay. Face paint. She's already got that. Now, accessories. I know I'm going to kick myself. Because There must be a way we can change the wings. Hi, AJ. Maybe if I... Right, I might be stupid. Back hair, arm hair, tattoos, leg hair. No, okay, we don't want that. No, no, no.
Huh? They look kind of cute. Skin of fat. Gloves. Oh, wait. Hold on a minute. That'd be why, wouldn't it? Surely it's not going to be lingerie. Oh, wait. Hold up. Okay, I see where I've gone wrong now. Because I should have hit Fairy from the off and I didn't. So, what I'm going to have to do... Ooh. How
I've done it
lame.
again, haven't I? Add occult sim, Fairy.
Hey, nice Warbo.
Okay. We'll change his outfit. mean, that doesn't really scream fairy to me, but... AJ, stop that, for goodness sake. Stop running around like a lunatic, please. You're driving me mad. Ah! That's how you do it. Okay. Like some of these are really pretty as well. So, play with genetics.
Jarvie West.
What about if they have a
Nu
team?
staan we Leia.
Hmm. Carrie. That's different, but that's not what I want for her. AJ, what the hell are you doing? Driving me mad. Right, I do want to kind of lighten her a bit. And I want to change. Can we change? Oh, shit. Hold on. Alright, I can't see that, so I don't know if it's... Okay. I want to change her eye makeup. Because I don't think... Go with that. And then just like a neutral colour. Okay, now we want something simple. Let's go back to the drawing board here. Blouses. Oh, these are pretty. Okay. I swear I'm missing something. Shorts. No, what about... Oh. That's kind of cute. She might want to be in some mischief. I don't know. And then let me look at her fairy form.
back.
Oh,
Quimbo Regin.
Dibnut run shaloy.
that's her mom.
Two pricky chibs.
Mm,
Yabasani.
I don't actually know where I'm going with this actually, but just bear with. Probably doesn't have a very good okay. So let's do that again.
Marco Gora.
Oh shit, shit.
Oh, lava. Epidroid.
Okay, that's her father. And I've realised I have probably not done a name for the mother, and that's fine. Let me see. Yeah, exactly. I didn't pick a name for the mother. Alright. Now I think... What about a horse? Paint mode. Okay. Don't really know what I'm doing. This is just a trust the process situation here. I've never actually played with this tool before, so I don't know where I'm going with it, what I'm doing. And I'm just kind of hoping for the best. There is some bits where it's patchy. I'm just gonna wait. Why can't we paint this backside? Oh, we can. Lovely. Right. Oh. Okay. Am I happy with that? Just blend it out a bit. Do you know what? I actually kind of like that. Just put some side detail on the face. All right, so this is our horse. What are we going to call her? Biscuit, that's nice. Wait, is it a girl? I don't know, actually. Right. Body. Hoof colour. Hair. Ooh, that's different. Okay, we don't want to mess around with that. Oh, that's pretty. Right, how do we... Okay, that's weird. Oh, saddles. Okay. Right, now... Like, is she a girl? How do we tell? tell the gender of a pet? Oh. Duh. Right. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. I'm an idiot. I am gonna... because I want to play with this a little bit. Like nothing. And then make it a paler pink. Yeah. Right, anyway. Go for yellow. Actually, that's more orange than yellow, but it is what it is. Now we go for yellow. Green. What I want to do is just kind of touch up underneath, getting these little nooks and crannies. Get that there, and then just a little weed. Okay, I kind of like that. Now, if he has a pattern, what is it going to be? Make it lighter. Kind of cute. Anyway. Right, am I done here? I've got 1, 2, 3 generations. And now we need to build their habitat because that's what I like to do. Now, where are we? Cozy casket. On a dark ley line. Right, what area is this? I think it should be in the fairy world, to be honest. Right, I think this is the fairy world. How big is that one? I'm going to go with this. Because we've already got some landscaping to play with. And I'm going to build where they're going to live.
Alright.
Right. So what we want to do first thing is get that camera on, because I like to know what I'm working with. So we do have a nice piece of land here, and we could very easily build on this. However, I got to think, because obviously I need to put a stable. Now we could have a stable here. Is there any ready-made stables? Let's see. Okay. I probably should put on the wait, paddock. Right, I'm gonna zoom in here. Now, can two horses share a stable? Or do I just make it slightly bigger? Right, let's do that. I cannot quite see. Right, okay. So, we want to create a house, but I'm not sure if maybe I should actually get rid of some of this water. Not all of it, some. Now, I believe the way to do it would be no. Aha. Perfection. Perfect. Right, so now what we want to do, because I have this idea of a house on the water with a bridge. Right, why am I being stupid? Pause. Okay. And this is not going to be because I've got to think there's like there's 3 generations going to be in this house. So obviously what we want to do it's got to be on 2 floors. It's unavoidable to be on less than 2 floors. Like, it's got to be. I just want to okay. We need to enable free build. Bear with me. I'll do that and then we'll get back. Okay, so we are back and free build is on. Oh, that's so annoying when it does that. So this is going to be a house on 2 stories. It's unavoidable. There's like 3 generations in here. I know some people are going to say it's technically cheating, but just bear with on that one. Right, so we want to get some roofs going. Now this is going to be an interesting one because it's not going to be a traditional type roof. Okay. Right, I may end up scrapping that. Right, can we actually... Right, because obviously it's going to be an interesting shape. Right, I'm thinking copy that and then turn it around. Right, these are not going to be perfect. Copy that. Oh. Right, can we... all right. Because obviously it's an interesting shape. It's not going to be... it's not going to be perfect, is it? Let's be honest. And I'm going to do one here that I'm going to pull in. And I'm going to move it slightly. Can we do that? And I'm going to pull it in again. Because and I want to start playing with it as well. So I want to make it a bit unusual. It is a fairy dwelling after all, so we kind of want to play with it a little bit. And then what we want to do, so I want this one going underneath. And again, it isn't going to be perfect. And I want this one pulling in. So we're going to, and then do that. Do that. Can I change the shape? All right, this is not... I just want to make sure it all kind of levels up is all. And then I want this one going here. Pull that one across. Pull that one across again. And then this here. So it is kind of coming over the edge. We don't want that. But I'm hoping by the time it's got all the bits and bobs on it, you ain't going to notice that. And then we're just going to lower this one down. Pull this one across. I just want to make sure there's no gaps. So I want to get rid of all these annoying gaps. And then put the roof trim on. because I don't want you to see any gaps. We don't want that. And I can see straight away, look, we've got a gap. So, put it slightly out. Put this one slightly out. Move this. Extend that across. Pull that across. Pull that down. Roof patterns. Can we get away with pink? What else have we got here? It's supposed to be fairy like. Plus I've got to do the bridge as well. Alright, let's do that. Hopefully you can't. Right, now we want wall patterns, masonry. Alright, do we have any pink? For some reason I'm feeling pink. We've got pink bricks. Slats. There's only a few of these, I think. Because obviously, yeah, there's one there as well. Right. Good lord, that's bright. Rock and stone. Siding. Or all. If we look at all, we can get an idea of what we've got. What is that? Chipped vertical planking. Don't shoot me, but I kind of like this. Right, I think it could work. Now what I'm going to do here, because obviously we've got to put foundations on as well. Does this come in any other colours? Now, I'm thinking, because this, right, would you be able to tell that half the house is pink and half is like a greyish colour? Right. I think it works. Right, so now we want a front door. But first of all, we need to make a bridge because they need to be able to walk across the pond. So, I'm going to use the trusty platform tool. And I forget how you do this. Right, now design is right, let's do stone. We need to do foundations as well. So do we have any pink ones? Oh, no. Can't quite see from this end. Okay. And we want to keep it towards this side. So now, do I do stair railings or is it fences that I do? Could do this. Ah, now I'm getting it. Let's do that. Because again, I want to make this functional. Don't really like that door. I want to make sure that we are on the second floor. No, okay. It's kind of cute, but I don't know if it goes. Because obviously we've got to think of it being functional as well. Surely it's not going to be a medium door. Okay, maybe we'll scrap the pink. And just lose something simple. Now for the windows, I feel like we can get a bit more creative. So we will go with, where is it? Can we get away with side windows? What about these little ones? And then we can have a massive one upstairs. And then when it comes to the rest, right, kind of feeling this. make sure. There we go. Because I want to mix and match it a bit. I don't want to... Because actually I could put some walls there. And I'm going to have... Oh, shit. No, it's not going to go there, is it? Right, we can mix and match with this stuff. And then do a few of those. Do one down there. Turn it around. Because we could have a back door there as well. What's this one? Oh, let's change the colour. Let's do a few windows on the back. And then a couple of side windows, I think. Nothing too extravagant. Oh, wait. Hold up. Okay. So let's look at this from a distance. I am just going to quickly... There we go. See, I quite like the way that looks. It does look slightly off. So if I have that slanted. There we go. Right, what trees can we have? Bear in mind this is a fairy type scenario here. Right, I want a few trees just to kind of add a bit of authenticity. Right, so I have got to think about the outdoor stuff because you know they are fairies, so why are you not letting me do that? Oh, okay. Let's get a few pots. I am thinking some of these, they're not smooth enough, are they? Oh, that one is. So maybe if I just do a few of these. So this terrain is obviously but that's fine, we can work around that. Let's do that much. So they've got plenty of room to garden and do stuff. Because I want to give them the opportunity to do that because they are fairies. So I definitely want to. Okay, I'm very, very confused. Because normally we can do that. Okay, we can do that. No. I wonder if I've done it properly. I can't see this terribly well. Curious if we're going to get that on that. Right, that doesn't really scream fairy, does it? So let's get rid of that. Oh, now this does. I think the terrain's too thingy bobby. Might need to level the terrain, which is kind of weird. Oh, there we go. Unless I'm being stupid. Perfect. Okay. Some of this potentially is going to need a bit of landscaping. So what I'm going to do now, flowers. Right, we're going to, so we're just going to chuck a load of flowers everywhere. Oh. And yes, I realise this could be in different colours. We could do that. I just want to kind of... Oh. Just landscape it a bit. Have some colour going on here. It's not going to be perfect because I feel like I am rushing a little bit, but I am just going to kind of, you know, get a bit of colour and things going on. I might change the colour of the water, but ultimately I have not decided. Now, I do like these flowers anyway. I feel like they go with a lot of things. And these ones do as well. So we are just going to have a bit of colour going on here. Now, can we change the colour of those? Yes. Lovely. Because what I like to do is just you know, we really do want to decorate it quite a bit. Not really invested in that. Do have some blue ones as well. Right, I do happen to like these flowers. Okay, we may not necessarily be able to use those. Yeah, you can't use them in water. It is a bit of a shame, but, you know. Got these ones as well. So these are the hydrangea curtains. Now I do want to get a different colour. Okay. Like, I would rather it would be roses, but I don't seem to find any roses. Hedge full of flowers. No, oh, there is one. Is that a rose bush? See, I don't really like that. These ones I do like. I wonder if we could do sort of half and half. But then do I actually like that? I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I like that. Should still be functional anyway. And then what we want to do is kind of... Oh, does it automatically? That saves me turning it around. Nice. Because I do want to kind of frame it a little bit. You know, frame where the lot ends, where the lot begins. And let's try this one. What colours does this come in? Like, I do like these ones because they come in a wide range of colours. So I feel like you can definitely play with it a little bit. So for example, we can go, like, you can't deny that that looks very fairy-like and whimsical. And then we can change this again. You know, it's all very, you know, and I do want to do some landscaping around the back as well. Because gardens in The Sims are my favourite thing, strangely enough. I feel like you can do so much with a Sims 4 garden. You can just, and these come in a wide range of colours as well. You can just mix and match, and you can just play around with it. And then what you can also do because the irises are a bit, if you get them right, if you get them in the right spot, you can definitely do stuff with the irises. And then these ones, again, they come in a wide range of colours. Oh, I could do a fairy ring, couldn't I? Like, this is the thing I like about this game. There's so much options, different things you can play with. And even with just the base game, you don't even need the packs. You know, I say that as someone that owns 90% of the packs. There's still loads that I haven't got. But you can absolutely play with it. And just do different things. Guys, we've got these ones. I quite like these ones. You know, you can just take your time with it. And I am just literally doing random stuff. It's fine. And then what I want to do, let's take that off. I want to do some more of these. Because I do feel like they fill up the gap nicely. So let's do some more of those. Because we do have some lovely land here to play with. Now, do I want to change this water? Probably yes. Is it? Right. See, that looks more whimsical to me. I do have an AJ monster. Yeah, that looks a lot more whimsical if you ask me. There is an AJ monster trying to break through my window. Now, I don't really feel like we have any kind of pink. And that just looks too creepy. And we're not going for a creepy vibe today. So we don't want that. So anyway, back to plants. What I do want to do is I do want to quickly just fill in anything that's, you know, not quite. Can you change the colour of those? Oh, they only come in one swatch. Okay. These ones. See, if I do them too big, they look a bit strange. So what might work for those is we go back around here. Maybe do a few of those. Because I don't want to do anything over the top. You know, I want a whimsical vibe. I want a kind of serene magic look. And I feel like we could get away with quite a few of these. No, no, I'm doing it wrong, aren't I? And we can change the colours of these. Right, those are different. So we can just kind of play with it. Now, oh. It all kind of blends in nicely. Now there is a floor pattern that people use. And I might have it wrong. So I'm gonna, and again, this isn't gonna look great. Oh, there we go. Right. Is it a floor pattern or is it a rug pattern? I forget what it is. It might be a rug pattern because I've seen people use it. I don't like that. I don't think I can pick it up. Damn it. Oh well. Ah, okay. So there is a rug pattern I've seen people using. It's not that. Of course, if I can't find it, it might be a mod or CC. Maybe it's CC. Or is it this? I think it's this. Is it this? Right, let's do a few of these. Don't really know where it's going to go. But we'll just... And I want to bring that back over here. Because I feel like we could get away with it being over here. Like, especially like under the tree or something. Yeah, I might have to... Alright, we will move that. We'll move it and we'll get it level. So for this bit, right, now there are certain features in a fairy garden. Right, so we want to smooth out the terrain a little bit. Right, can we get away with doing that? Because I want to... don't think we're going to get away with that. Like, is it just not going to happen? Do you know what? It's going to have to stay there. It's going to have to, because I don't know. Right. I don't want to block too much off because they have to use it. But I will start kind of just kind of filling stuff in around the back. All right, I feel like we've got enough. And we've got a few of these. scroll down a bit. Because these are also very versatile, the hollyhocks. Especially if you want to include a bit of colour there, which is what I'm trying to do. Because I do want to start landscaping it. And we can get away with doing that. Oh. Just by filling in some of these gaps. All right, now I think we can landscape. And what this consists of is we are going to paint a little bit. Around the flowers to create the illusion they're in the ground. Now, I'm not the best at landscaping, but I do consider myself you know, fairly okay at it. To the point it will look like these flowers are in the ground. Now, what I want to do here is just turn this around. And again, it's not going to be perfect. I just want to create the illusion that actually they're in the ground. What I like to do is I like to go around them as well. And you don't need to worry about it being too neat because we're going to go over it with another colour anyway. No, that's not the colour I had in mind. It was this one, wasn't it? And this is where we do our shading and kind of so we do want it to look like they're in there. And then we're going to go to this one again and just throw that dark colour on. And I'm going to do the same around the pond. A little bit on there. And then it's this one. And you can see you know, we're starting to look like it's actually in the ground. And what I'm going to do around these bits go around here, neaten it up a little bit. And I can't see this terribly well. So I'm just going to have to go over, try and see the bits I've missed. So we've got a little bit over here. And go around this bit. There we go. While I am landscaping, again, we do need this dark one again here. Right. That's the one. Just creates a bit of depth. Because now what I want to do go around. And again, I'm going to have trouble seeing this. Oops. So I'm just going to especially where there's grass. And then around the front here, kind of the same. Do this around. Tidy up a little bit around the edge. And then we go around the sides. Just kind of create the illusion. And again, it's not going to be perfect. No, I'm not after perfect, I'm after whimsical, so that's fine. Right, I'm happy with that. These are just a few little tiny bits. But again, nothing terrible. Now, there is a particular tree that I want them to have because they're fairy sins. And I bet I can't find it. Is it a magic one? Caps lock is on, my bad. What's that? Oh, okay. I swear there's a particular tree. It's going to drive me mad because I can't remember the name of it. Long before Enchanted by Nature came out. Hold up, I think I'm going to have to Google this. Okay, so I found out we can't actually do that. You have to level up level 10 gardening. So I'm going to start decorating the inside of the house because they need a house to live in. So let's do that. So what we need first is not have plants in the house, unfortunately. So we do need lighting. I am just going to do some basic ceiling lights. I mean, these look whimsical. And I am going to do something that a lot of people might sniff at. I'm going to put a fire alarm in every room because if you know, then you know. Sims cannot be trusted not to start a fire, unfortunately. Like, it is like a medical condition, to be honest. They just cannot help themselves. So I'm going to get fire alarm. And yes, it needs to be in every single room. Because the one room I don't put a fire alarm, guess what? That will go on fire. Now I am planning here. And I'm looking at the layout and I'm trying to work out where bedrooms are going to go, where bathrooms are going to go. Like, this could be a massive kitchen. I'm thinking. Because this here could be the living room. Gonna put 2 fire alarms in here. Don't judge me. Right, flooring. Now, this is a big room as well, but it's not as big as this. That's going to be the kitchen. Now, get away with 2 bathrooms, I think. Easy. Because I can just section one off. So what I can do, section this off. Perfect. So yeah, we can get away with 2 bathrooms. Because they're going to need them. Now this will be the living room. So I'm gonna go with carpet. And we do not have a lot of options in carpet. Now I've always liked this one. And I feel like it goes for a lot of reasons. And then we've got tile. So tile, I do like these. And then we can start thinking about bedrooms. There's probably one, there's one up here as well. All right, wallpaper. Okay, what have we got? See, I do like this colour. What swatches does it come under? And I also like this one as well. And then we got, yep, this goes, this works. Okay. Now we're going to go tile again. I'm just going to see what's available. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, they only come in a couple of colours, so I'm not really feeling that. Okay, we could go with those. Go with that. I'm just making this up as I go along. Right, now this is going to be the kitchen. Does it go? Oh, okay, that would do. Nice. Now I am going to quickly, I mean, I think we could get away with them all living downstairs, but I don't know. So what I want to do is just kind of You know, get the wallpaper on, get the floors on. Get it done. Right now, gonna do. Don't really know if maybe. Because I don't think we've got any greens here. I've always liked that colour. And some of these we can absolutely section off as well. So some of these could be like 3-4 rooms, split up, easy. So now we want to think about the back doors there. And I actually do want to do the kitchen first, and there's a reason for that. Because then I can work out where doors and stuff are going. So it is actually easier for me to do the kitchen first. So what I'm going to do, because we can incorporate a bunch of colours in here. What we could get away with, because I don't see any fairy specific counters, unless I'm being silly. I mean that. And don't forget, I'm going to need room for an oven and a dishwasher. And then we turn it around. So we do this, this. Right. And some of these potentially are going to end up deleted. We want an oven. Now what we're going to need is a door. Perfect. And I have to think of functionality as well. Because obviously I need to make sure everything is accessible. And truthfully, in The Sims, things are not always accessible. And that's fine. Now, what I'm also thinking of is staircases to get upstairs. And what we like to do here is check that actually this works. And that looks fine. Right, I see nothing wrong with that. I mean, it is leaning into the wall slightly. So if I go up, that doesn't look too bad. So what I'll do is I'll quickly save this, because I don't want to lose 2 hours of work. And now let's We've got the fridge, we've got the oven. We're going to need a dishwasher. Crying out loud. I feel like that was Faith. Or was it AJ? I mean, I feel like that's going to stick out like a sore thumb, but I feel like I can have a cupcake making device in the garden. What am I doing? Hot waffle maker. All right, now what we want. Don't know. I will do that. I'm going to deal with that cat puke in a minute. Just want to get this layout first. And I do like these. That is where the dining table is going to be. Because we can get away with having a dining room and a kitchen in one room. It's big enough. Like, this is easily done. What I want to do... Right, can I make these bigger? First things first. Can I... Okay, now... Fine. That is not quite where I want it. Oh, well, what have I just done? Right, don't want that, that's too much. Right, fine. Do wanna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's 6 in, so we might get away with that. 2, and I'm gonna try. Let's just make it 8. I feel like that's the wrong way. Fine. Right, let's get working on these bathrooms. So what we want is a bath in each one. I'm going to pull my walls down for this so I can see what I'm working with. That's different. Maybe we'll do that. And then I feel like we can easily get away with see, I had to do a double take because these are all potties. So we can get away with that one. And then sink. They'll bloody block these sinks up. But yeah. Why am I looking at the box? We've got horses, not bloody. Oh, I'm trying to think. Bedrooms. But we've got a teenager in the house as well. She's not necessarily going to want to share with her parents. Probably not. Oh. That makes it a little bit more whimsical. Ooh, okay. And then mirrors. And then this can be a second bedroom. Oh, where was that bed I just saw? This one? What the heck did... Right, put that there. Put that there. And then... Oh, no. Okay. Right, potentially some of this living room can be sectioned off. Because as you enter the house... Oh, you enter through the... Do you know what? I ain't changing it. Yeah. So I'm thinking... Sofas. do a couple of those. And we'll do one or two of those. And we're going to have a fireplace in the corner. They are probably going to bloody set fire. I know what Sims are like. They can't help themselves. It is what it is. Just want to check there's no doors being blocked off. Fine. And we're going to have a couple of armchairs as well. Do a couple of those. Do one of these. Do one of these. Break it up a bit. Right, that's the basic layout for the living room. Alright, now we want our kind of fun stuff. Right, I think they deserve a is it study? It's study, isn't it? Wait. Get rid of this. Could have put AJ. Put that there. Try and think. It's probably gonna, if there's a fire in the kitchen, that is gonna burn. Now, they are fairies, so I want some of the magical stuff. So we want this one. And again, that's in the way of the door. It's not ideal. Unless I, yeah. Or maybe, I don't know if it's going to be functional. This is the thing. Because we want them to be able to do fairy magic type stuff. Surely that's going to be cauldron, maybe. Is it this one? Most people don't have a cauldron in their living room, but these are fairies, so we're going to let them off. I'm thinking 1 bed, 2 beds. We can get 3 in that one. Because I'm just thinking the mother as well. Right, that should be enough. Um, start to think about decor as well. Like I'm not doing anything too fancy. It's going to be very basic because I've taken a lot of time on this build already, and I don't. Maybe I can't get that one. Just want to make sure we've got all the windows. Can't get those ones. Right, I'm going to go deal with that cat puke, and I will be back. Okay, everyone, I am back. Cat puke cleaned up, got a cup of tea. All systems go. Right. So we are going to be doing finishing touches, decor. Right, I don't think there's much in this. I'm just going to do some very minimal stuff. Just to give it a bit of supposed to be a teenager's bedroom, so where's the teen's bedroom? In fact, I think we'll do this one as well. Yeah, see, that won't work for the adults. This, to be honest, I feel like that's a toddler thing, but it is what it is. What's this? See, I don't really know what I'm doing with these. I'm just kind of winging it because there's not really much room for paintings here anyway. Sorry, anything I am doing, I'm completely winging it. Right, I think that is the house done. So we're going to save this. But I do want to check something before we go forward. So there's the desk. Oh, that just completely disconnected my game. Right, bear with me. Okay, we're back. So I want to make sure they can use everything. And I just want to check that in actual fact. What is this one? And then it's gameplay settings. Perfect. So I'm going to end the video here and I'm going to record episode 2.